is our gift. At that site, 100radioshows.com, there are hundreds and hundreds of additional classic radio shows for purchase. If you decide to buy any of those shows, use the promo code
radio.
That's right. Use the promo
secret
code
word is
radio. If you do that, you'll save 70% on your order. Now, that's done at checkout. Make sure you put the promo code in, save 70%. Get some free classic radio shows at 100radioshows.com, at 100radioshows.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown & Crouppen. 222-2222. 222-2222.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
Yeah, baby, let's go. 8:05 on a Tuesday. Is that my mic? This is the Lou Information Station, by the way, live and on demand at louinfo.com. 855-282-8255. Robotronic. Rock was all happy about the YouTube channel sounding great, looking good, up, ready to go. That's Lou Info on YouTube, by the way. Just got to press a button, like and subscribe and comment. And I know Gene Glass is there right now saying morning, boys. But Cam Jansen, Matthew Rocchio doing his thing, Jim the Cat Hayes in here, Hot Take Central, powered by the Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. I said that right, too, didn't I, Jimmy? Because you would have stepped in. You would have stepped. Let me listen to you talk real quick. Say something to me.
You said...
Oh, boy.
You said Audi, which is good, because that's the way we say it. Every once in a while, you sneak an Audi in there.
Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. You sound better than me, I think, a little bit. But
neither of us ever sounds great.
No, it doesn't.
So
is that on YouTube, too? Rooster just chimes in and says, doesn't sound great on YouTube either. So sorry about that. We'll figure that bad boy out. We'll figure it out.
I disagree with Rooster. I think he's being very petty. Just to bother us at this point.
You sound good. Your mic sounds great. I don't know what maybe I should. I don't know. It's all good. Get him in, by the way, 314-590-3770. I'll read anything. What do you got going, Jimmy?
I just want to take this moment to thank you.
Yeah.
For a lovely, healthy treat. I'm about to tweet that because people should know. Cam Jansen, was he a fiery combatant in the NHL? Yes, he was. But deep down, he's a sweet soul and a great American. Thank you for this lovely tangerine.
Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
They're good for you, too. Rock, you're staring into the abyss. What's on your mind, partner?
Well, I have another pair of headphones in my ears right now, in addition to my other headphones, because I'm listening to the YouTube version of our show as well as the broadcast version. Yeah. It's because I'm trying to determine how it's sounding.
And they could just.
So that's why I'm staring into. That's why I'm staring into the ether.
But do they think it sounds bad on their end too, or is it just my headphones?
I think it sounds. I was trying to listen, then you made me talk.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. All good. All good. Again, get them in 314-590-3770. We are live on YouTube at Lou Info, Hot Take Central 2.0. Big win last night, Jimmy. Holy cow. Things are going pretty dang good.
It was a good win. It was good.
What are you looking at? You want to look at something, Rock? Am I good? Okay. All good, man. No problem.
Yeah, it was a good win, Kim. A lot of offense late. Burley, home run early to get him going. And Pallante was outstanding. Pallante had been pretty much rocked. 3 straight starts. And to the point where you thought maybe they're going to have him kind of sit out maybe a start like Liberatore did. But he said he felt good. And last night he went out and pitched really brilliantly.
Yeah, he did.
Kudos to him.
Yeah. Herrera in left field. Made a nice catch out there. Had a nice smile. They kept the ball for him. That was cool. Looked pretty comfortable.
Herrera, I mean, he got one ball.
Yeah.
He got one ball. And
hello.
And that's by design, because Pallante, if you look at the schematics of his outings, he doesn't really get a lot of pull side outfield balls. He's a ground ball pitcher. And if they're hits, they're usually to center field or balls that get hit through the infield. So Herrera got one ball last night and had some fun with it, which he said he was gonna. But for Pallante, 7 innings, shutout baseball, 4 Ks, fastball was moving, lowered that ERA. That's a positive sign. And Burley keeps hitting. I like that.
Burley,
a lot of offense late against the Miami team that's not terrible. And they got some runs against a pitcher who had been pretty good for Miami, Cabrera. So I Rock, am I wrong? But I don't really even look at the standings anymore because it's kind of a moot point. Do you think, or do you think it's still happening?
Yeah, I stopped looking at the standings in mid-June, but
that's when the front office apparently stopped looking too.
Hey, I feel good about that. Wild card standings would be, it was 3.5 going into the game, stayed at 3.5, behind the 3rd spot in the Padres. They have 58 wins. Cardinals had 55. So yeah,
they did move ahead of San Francisco.
Yes, the Giants have fallen to 4 games back,
which
from
is
the
good.
Wild card spot.
But you still got Cincy in between.
Yeah, and then obviously when you're behind the two of the teams fighting for the best record in baseball, you're going to be pretty far behind the standings in the Central. You're 9 games back from the Cubs.
I'm not looking at the
Brewers,
Central now. I'm thinking if they have, if they have any sort of entrance point, it would be wild card. But they got to go on a run here, and boy, I'm just expecting trades to drop at any point.
The fun part about the trades happening is that as soon as the trades happen, I immediately turn go from being like, I don't like these games don't matter to me. I need to see what trades happen. I immediately become like the biggest rah. Let's see them win some games, because if they are able to trade Helsley and Maton and still win games and maybe even keep it interesting with the wild card, that becomes fun for the next 2 months.
Yeah. So
I just want to see the trades so you can flip the switch and go, okay, now I want them to win every single game possible and play the young guys, and let's let it all hang out and have fun for these last 2 months. Because everything right now is like white knuckling on the steering wheel, like through traffic, and that hasn't been a fun feeling.
But you're like, okay, how does the organization feel? They feel like they're right there.
Right there.
So let's take a guy who's not played outfield since he was a kid in Panama and put him out there.
Look good.
And it's also because you want to free up. It's all about freeing up the DH spot. You had too much clutter, right? You had too much redundancy. So this helps him a lot. And Cam,
oh my God,
I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a second and throw out
my
this.
God. Show the camera. Look at
it's
that.
rotten.
I sound terrible.
Oh no, that's terrible.
I mean, you can make
gross.
penicillin with this,
dude. Good thing you caught that. Besides saying that, you would have took a big chunk out of that bad boy. Gross. Should I switch mics? You think, Rock?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
It sounds like total garbage.
All right.
Can you shimmy over to Cats, and Cats, can you grab 3 for me, please?
I don't know what you just said.
Can you grab that mic on your right and talking to that one, please, for me?
And then let me
Check 1 2 1 2.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh,
It sounds perfect. Why do the mics we want to use sound like complete and total trash? I'm gonna lose it. Jesus.
Oh, we're switching.
Yeah.
Let's
There
see
we
if
go.
I could get. Oh, boy.
I didn't really understand.
Oh boy. Oh, that sounds better. This mic off. Sorry, everybody.
Listen, I've been part of this studio for these many years. Many times it ends in a firing, but the mics have always been, and they've changed them. It's like a ghost in here, but it's always, and this one does sound better. Hold on.
Sounds way better.
Hold on. There's no business like show business. There's no business I know. I sound good.
You sound dang good. Man, I'm gonna have to scoot up a little bit here.
I like when we do show tunes. Like that's an aspect of the show that's been missing. I didn't realize we had that in us.
Kind of
we
agree.
used to sing all the
man.
time, man. We used to sing all the time.
Colton Carragher says, "Oh, baby, much better."
Yeah, is it way better? All right,
Yes,
cool.
so much. Of course, it's the two mics we want to use sound like complete and total garbage. Unbelievable.
It's not you. It's not us. It's the studio.
It's not you. It's me. Patrico and
Clearly not you either.
Jeremy Corey's coming in here too, so I don't know what we're going to do about those. Maybe
they're going to share a mic over
they're going to
here.
share a mic.
No,
right over there.
we'll kick my mic over there.
Yeah, they'll be coming in at 9:00. They host the wrestling show with Brody on the Spectrum with Brody, and they got all kinds of stuff going on. So we're gonna chat with.
I guess
them
we
at
can
9:00.
talk Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we should talk about it. Because I mean, even off the air and not being a huge wrestling fan, I had a great conversation with Joe Roderick the day it happened. Just like,
Well, I mean, we'll be the judge if it was great.
Yeah, just trying to get the history of wrestling. Because I was like, Joe is in my opening question. You guys go ahead and steal this because I thought it was a banger.
Wait, what did you just say?
Hulk Hogan
What
the
did he
most
just say?
important
His first question's
person?
a banger.
Yep. Is Hulk Hogan the most important person in wrestling history?
Whoa!
I mean, absolute
Oh my God!
dinger.
How'd you think of that?
390 to left field, ladies
Dinger,
and gentlemen.
like the mascot.
Oh, what a question.
Dinger. Yeah, I'll ask that question.
I can't tell you. I hope you're kidding.
No, I'm being 100% straight
Put that
on
on
this one.
YouTube with a face like this, and maybe put some blood in someone's face, and you'll get clicks.
That is, I will ask that question.
It's a fantastic question, Tim. It just takes off from there.
I didn't know his.
I have a bad question that takes us right off track.
What's up?
Did you ever have a BlackBerry?
No,
See,
never. Never.
because I just watched a movie Blackberry, which was great on one of the flights I took.
I
And,
thought you said I thought he was talking about the fruit. I definitely didn't hear that as the phone when he first asked the question.
it's
for
an
some
amazing
reason.
story. Like they own the cell phone
Oh, yeah.
market,
It's crazy.
and then iPhone came and just blew them out of the water. But BlackBerry, to me, like the iPhone is great. It might be the greatest invention in the history of mankind. I mean, it might be better than penicillin or chicken parmesan, like things I hold sacred.
You are really
Okay.
just jumping from wildly
Okay.
different parts of the spectrum here.
But it's a great invention. But the BlackBerry had a keyboard.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. One you could flip up and do.
No, I mean you could flip it up. The point is, it had you had to click it. It wasn't like on the iPhone where it's just part of the screen.
It was tactile.
It was whatever he said. It was tactile.
Yeah.
It was QWERTY.
So I knew
it
what
was
I-
QWERTY.
I knew what I
is
pressed.
QWERTY.
QWERTY?
Boy, I hope it's not a dirty word.
God, what
but
word
I
are
think
you,
it
what
fits.
word are you saying?
Look
Can you
up
spell it
QWERTY for me. Look up QWERTY.
Spell it?
QWERTY. Anyway, it was such a comfortable thing, and you could actually like type emails. Now on my iPhone,
I don't like that my iPhone would come.
you know, I got
It
fat
used
fingers.
to click. Remember the old
You
iPhone?
can make it click.
You can?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, there's so much on here that I'm not
you
using.
can make it click. It's still not as good.
Oh, it's QWERTY refers to just the standard keyboard layout on most English language computers. QWERTY is the top left alphabetical row on the American keyboard.
That word is a banger. That word is a banger.
That's
banger of a question.
That's fantastic. That's banger. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
I love that.
All right, back to whatever you guys were talking about. Sorry to interrupt on the BlackBerry thing.
You're not done with it?
No, I was
Nothing
just
else?
asking. Well, because you guys don't even know what that
Glenn
is.
Howerton,
Glenn
Howerton plays like the banking executive who comes in and kind of takes over for the nerds. And
He was great.
Glenn Howerton's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He plays Dennis.
He was great.
I mean, he looks like he's fantastic. Okay, here's my question. I keep seeing it on
Banger of a
Hulu.
question.
I'm going to pick it.
It's really
I'm going
good.
to watch it, but it keeps popping up as a comedy. Is that an accurate description?
I would say a docu-comedy.
Okay. I was just wondering about
Is that a
because
thing, a
the clips I'm
docu-comedy?
seeing have like the sense of comedy because who's the really passive comedian who plays like one of the founders? I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
I know
right
his
now.
face. I knew he's been in a lot of stuff. He's really good, too.
I'm blanking on the name, but he's a very passive, funny guy. He's one of the friends. He's like friends with Rogan and those guys. He's in that
Tony
group.
Hinchcliffe?
He was in he's not like in their like movie actors group.
Oh,
Not just their
Berkey? Was it
comedian group.
Berkey?
No, not just in there. He's in like their movie. He was in like This Is the End and things like that. He's in like those guys' like acting group for like comedies and things like that. Jay Baruchel, thank you very much. Jay Baruchel plays like one of the founders, like the nerdy ones, and then Glenn Howerton plays like the banker who comes in and like makes it into a real business. And so they both have so much comedy chops that it didn't surprise me. And
It
I've seen
wasn't
some
like
clips,
jokes.
So, yeah,
It was kind of the thing where
the dialogue.
situation dialogue,
Yeah.
funny, not
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna watch
that's
it.
a good
Yeah.
joke.
Did he
they
sell the
made.
company?
Yeah,
and make a ton of
it's on
money?
Hulu. Yeah, it's good.
Well, the guys who, the guys, like the one guy who was the friend who had no business acumen, who got pushed out, saw what was coming,
Wozniak.
and then sold and made a lot of money. But a lot of those guys went bankrupt because they kept staying with it until it went off the cliff. And then there was also some legal problems. He did some things that were illegal.
Well, did you hear about how it's this weird thing where like all things, I mean, it's the one thing that isn't cyclical is technology, but culture in a way is, and that there's like a run by like young Gen Zs in their early 20s right now to go back to BlackBerries because
They don't exist. So how do you go back?
apparently there people are pushing for like that. There was a New York Times article or something along those lines where it's like kids are basically young 20s are showing that they want like tactile keyboards again. And like people are like, could BlackBerry start like, or could somebody start putting out BlackBerry like phones again and make a little, like kind of like a rerun on the
keyboard
nostalgia
just
factor.
sat perfectly.
It was
Yeah,
nice.
And
good.
with the iPhone,
Well,
if you got fat fingers,
Like
you're going to
me.
hit a D
The
instead
roll,
of an A.
also the roll ball was also a pretty big piece of technology inside of like what made it work so well. Like the roll ball in the middle to select everything was also because it had the kind of felt like a mouse. You could move around pretty well with it.
I just feel like I dirty up my phone every time I touch the damn thing. You know what I mean? And I dropped mine the other day, so now I don't have facial thing.
It's
the facial recognition.
You can do everything on your phone, and I'm thankful for that. I'm just saying the BlackBerry keyboard to me was great, and in this movie, that was they were trying to. They stood by the fact that people love our keyboard and they're going to want a real keyboard, and no one did. Everyone was buying the iPhone, and it kind of made them. BlackBerry obsolete, but so at the end, they got run by the iPhone, and I was thinking during it that boy, that's great. And then I was like, you ever see if I always get movies that I'm not totally into for plane rides because you can't really focus sometimes.
I like to watch it on big.
And I watched this, and I was like, this is a great movie. I was happy I watched it. Called BlackBerry.
What did the iPhone have at the time? Was it like 2007 when those were real popular?
It's one of the most popular pieces of technology ever, and it's not like it was popular then. iPhones ruined the iPhone business for everyone.
But what were they doing differently at the time? Was it internet better? Was
you could do more things on it, and it had the keyboard that wasn't a physical keyboard.
Who are you asking who was doing it better than anybody else?
I mean,
BlackBerry or Apple?
like,
who are you asking about?
I'm asking about both of them. How did the iPhone go from here to here?
Touchscreens.
Okay.
And because everyone had iPods, and so your music was all in one thing at a higher level than any other phone at the time. And the touchscreen was huge. There's a lot of people who like there's people out there who talk about like where they were when they were watching the Apple presentation for the iPhone, and the first time they saw Steve Jobs swiping,
they're like,
and it broke people's brains.
Is that when they all came out like this? Hey,
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
That's app. That's
That was
Windows.
Windows.
That's like
something.
Windows.
The hell are you
99 or
talking
something like
about?
Remember when all the nerds
There's a
came
really
out on
famous-
stage and they started dancing like, yeah, they all had the
That's
New
every
Balance stuff.
politician across America.
Now it is.
that? Because and it's all from like a 1996 like presentation by Apple or
what it was.
Microsoft where they were announcing their new iOS.
So
can
that's
I-
what it was.
But
Can I
Black,
just say this? When the first iPhone I ever saw, I don't know, it was some kind of like dinner with the blues, like front office.
Yeah.
And someone, I mean, they were more money when you got your first iPhone, and they're still really expensive.
Caruso have it?
They were more
wasn't
expensive.
Caruso, someone else, and they deserve it because it's a great invention.
Yeah,
anyway, someone had this, and they're showing pictures, and they're swiping, and I turned to someone as the old guy. I wasn't even old back then, but the typical old guy. That'll never work. I remember saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll never
What's
work.
the second most popular phone now?
There isn't. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's whatever.
What is there, like a Google phone?
Yeah,
I don't-
whatever Samsung,
like
whatever Samsung Galaxy,
Okay.
whatever Android's biggest seller is.
And some
Okay.
people love their phones that aren't iPhones. For
Yeah,
whatever
and it pops
reason.
up
and that's
green.
because Android's is technically a better phone. It's
Why?
It's because it's. I mean, the cameras are always like one step ahead of Apple. Apple's always releasing the camera that Android released 6 months ago on their new phone. So the cameras are always better. The operating power on Androids is always a lot more powerful.
More battery life.
There's
you're
more
saying?
battery life. Oh, just I'm saying like the ability for your phone to run a lot of apps at a faster rate without slowing down. The memory levels at price points are usually better for most of the Android phones. It's just in a lot of ways it's a better phone, but Apple has successfully propagandized why is there a green bubble in my chat, and that makes people think about you negatively. So now people are like, I don't like people who have Androids in my group chat.
No,
it's a
because
green
it
bubble.
screws up videos, it screws up pictures. I
don't get over it.
Okay, but what if I do
Also,
I don't know. It's
also
like, you
the
expect me to
App
react
Store.
to that like that you're not talking like a 12-year-old right now?
God dang!
You just got insulted.
Ouch! Maybe God. God.
I'm just that's just like I'm not.
I don't like it.
What I'm saying is they got you, Cam.
They got
they
pissed
successfully
me off.
they got you with the green
God,
thing being
maybe I am a
bad.
12-year-old.
But here's the other thing for people that don't have a lot of technical know-how, like their app store, everything's at your fingertips. Whereas sometimes if you have another phone, it's harder to get the app you want. Isn't that true?
I mean, the amount of apps that people want that aren't on the Google Play Store that are on the Apple App Store, I feel like is very small because there's so many Android users that people, when they're making an app, usually go out of their way to make sure it gets approved on all the stores.
I thought Rock would have some old phone that maybe was a little easier to make and maybe not as destructive.
What
in
do
the
you
middle
have?
of Congo?
I just have an iPhone.
What iPhone? What?
I think it's I can go into the thing.
I
and
was
check
just
out
wondering, is it
what-
new, old?
I have bought one iPhone in my life. Every other iPhone I've gotten, somebody in my life has gotten a new iPhone and said, "Do you want this one?" And I go, "Yeah, sure, I'll take that one." Because I don't.
They just give it to you?
Yeah.
Without trading the back end?
Sometimes I'll give them like $100 for it.
Oh, okay.
This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max.
All right.
All right, so that's all right. That's reasonable.
They're nice. You know?
I would love it. A BlackBerry came back and had everything I need. I would consider, and I don't care about a green bubble. I don't care about that stuff. But the fact that I can just put a
do.
movie on my phone
Yeah.
from iTunes without any hassle. You know what
YouTube,
bothers me
anything.
though, more than anything, is that every store, every utility that you're in business with that you don't necessarily want to
As
be,
an app.
but they want you to use their app.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what it was. You're trying to, and they're like, "Oh, use our app." Are you gonna? I have to sign up an account and they give you more. I don't want to.
Sure,
I don't work
Rock, he's
for you.
complaining too.
Yeah, but my complaints are valid.
Are they?
Compared to a green bubble guy?
I mean, I understand those complaints a little bit more.
14. He's
here's the thing.
14 years
the
old.
The only place where it's gotten nice actually is like the food apps are nice because if you're not like I need to go to this place because it's close, you can just like have like 3 or 4 apps, and one of those places I guarantee you is trying to give you like a free burger right now with a purchase of fries.
A free Firehouse
That's
sub?
a good deal. Like you're getting like a $5 lunch that way by just having a bunch of these food apps. So that's like the one thing that's like the one silver lining, because you're 100% correct. It's crap. But the silver lining is if you are out and about and need to get some fast food, if you have 4 or 5 of the apps, one of the places around you is going to give you you're getting like a $3.50 lunch that day because they have some special going on their app. It's the one silver lining.
Okay. I don't want an app. I'll pay the extra $3.50.
I agree.
I don't work for you, but you're making it seem like you're making it convenient for me. And what you're doing is you're making sure you don't have to hire more people.
Well, I
hate that.
They're trying to keep their costs.
And
low,
I blame the
sure.
Republican.
You should.
Oh no.
You should. Your boy.
But yeah, so I have also fallen to the propaganda because I hate it when people complain to me about how my chat's green. So but I mean, Android phones are incredible, and they are all like just like technology wise, they're always ahead of Apple. Because that's the thing is like, I mean, you know this if you read any of the books, or heck, if you even watch the movie, they talk about it too. Jobs was big on everything working within his closed system, but he didn't want it to be an open system, which is why I really hate Apple in a lot of ways. And I hate that he thought that way.
Because of the slave labor in China?
Not at all, actually.
You like that.
It's extremely selfish. It's because
you like that.
I have an iPad in front of me. In my iPad,
it's got 2 of them.
My iPad works differently with every program I try to run it with than my desktop computer that runs PC does.
What is the Uyghurs? The Uyghurs?
All because Steve Jobs had to create a closed system, and Apple has to work differently with every other piece of operating system than PC does. And that annoys the daylights out of me because it makes my job harder here at work when I'm trying to do the podcast stuff, because there are things.
But what about the slave labor?
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's not good.
Let's
Jim.
go protest. Me and you on a street
I can't
corner.
believe he's even
That'd be
using
great.
Me and you with signs.
That would be. I mean, the photo op there is incredible. Incredible photo op.
Oh man.
Jeff Piccoli says you Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad.
Oh, I don't have
Orange Man bad. Yeah, put that bad boy up. What's up?
I was halfway there.
You could check out our YouTube, by the way, at Lou Info. Just press it, like, and subscribe, and
Cam
you can
will
see
wave
us.
at you if you do.
I'll wave at you. Hey, how you doing?
I do like.
I'm
when
the
you wave.
12-year-old.
When I'm on the road, I feel better when you wave.
Adorable.
I do. I like when you wave.
Oh.
By the
man,
way, he gave out a rotten tangerine. I don't know if you get
that was
that.
bad. I gave him the good one. I gave Eli the good one. I gave you the one that was poison.
Yeah, that's
Poison.
That's bad luck. I hate getting rotten fruit.
It's god awful. God awful. How was Steve Jobs as a person?
I mean, I didn't know him, Cam. I'm basing this off documentaries and articles about him.
I'm just asking.
He seemed like he was extremely devoted to making his company successful.
Yeah.
And he had a very hard line about that. And that's why he was successful, I'm sure. And so, I mean, guy built one of the biggest companies on the planet. But if you believe both of the movies about him, he apparently was not a very kind or forgiving boss.
Okay, but I'm having bad flashbacks now from other radio shows. But a movie that's a docudrama.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not necessarily an accurate depiction.
You can't go like. Well,
you didn't do research on a topic by watching a docudrama.
You can't go off that.
JFK is one of my favorite movies, but it is not historically accurate.
No,
okay.
Like,
the story is intense.
I've read the only things I've read.
People.
Yeah.
I have read actual things about the technical side of the startup of Apple, the Wozniak and the job side of things, the closed system, those kind of discussions.
Define closed system. Like, what do you mean by that?
So so back in the 80s and 90s when they were building computers, things were, it was not as casual. Like, you didn't just go out and buy a tower and a monitor. Like, a lot of times it was a lot more technical. You had to buy parts and pieces, and what a lot of people in the late 80s when they wanted to have a computer, you wanted to customize it because you wanted to be able to build it for your specific specifications, because back then computers were much more targeted. If you wanted a computer for just like a word processor, you bought a computer to do word processing. Like, it was much more targeted. And Steve Jobs didn't want to put in extra ports or anything like that so that people could add Like he didn't want people to be able.
He didn't want to interface.
He didn't want people interfacing. He wanted Apple to be. He wanted Mac to be its own thing, away from everything else. And there's a benefit to that. And I'm sure that if there's someone smart to me who can explain to me why creating the closed system when he did probably helps a lot of the things that happen in the innovation side through the 90s and into the 2000s. But then what you have though is an entire computer system that doesn't work with a lot of things. And that's why one of the things that's always been, and this isn't true anymore, for the longest time, up until I want to say about 5 or 10 years ago, it really is the first time it started happening. No large business ever put their company on a Mac. Like your server, like none of it was all fully on Apple products because it was you couldn't do it because you can't interface with other things well enough. Every big large company was always using just PCs. And I think that's changed in the last few years. I think there are large companies who are starting to use Apple products full scale, but that wasn't the thing through the 90s and early 2000s because they didn't interface. And it's still to the point, like I'm saying, where I'll use a program on my PC and that program works completely different than if I use it on my iPad, whereas that's not the case even with a Windows tablet. And that's what
I'm going to give you an easy example. If, say, like the cell phone industry wanted to help consumers, you would make the cord to charge your phone universal, right? Not only do they not make it universal, Apple changes it every year intentionally.
I hate
They don't have to, but they do it intentionally to make more money. I mean, it's kind of brilliant.
And listen, they can tell me that I like my phone having a slightly more screen space. I know I want an audio jack, you absolute fiends.
Yeah.
They got rid of the audio jack, so now you can't charge your phone and listen to music at the same time. You have to buy a separate adapter to use headphones you already own, or you have to buy other headphones that specially plug into their lightning port. By the way, headphones don't come with your phone when you buy it. For the first 12 models we used to give you a pair of headphones with the phone. The special headphones you have to buy with the new phone
Got you by the
do
balls.
not come with the new phone.
Got you by the balls.
That is also a little bit annoying, although they finally somebody put their foot down and said you have to use USB-C, you monsters. They at least
know what they did? They're like,
but now I haven't.
We know you love our
Piss
product.
me off.
We're gonna make it really expensive. You're gonna buy it. Hey, you know those headphones we used to give you
Not
just
anymore.
as a little throw-in, just to we appreciate it. We're not doing it anymore.
No.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it?
That's
text you loser.
Okay.
That's the difference.
No.
When iPhone does it, it's one thing. When the owner of the Cincinnati Reds says, "Where else are you gonna go?" Like he did.
Yeah.
That's a different product.
Yeah.
That's why it's always interesting to me when sports are business and when sports are sports. And the owners really like sometimes when their sports is a business, and they're sometimes like, "Hey, whoa! But this sport is a sport, guys. No, this sport's a business. You can't pick and choose.
It's always.
Oh man!
But when they're trying to get you to still buy a bad product, it's not a business anymore. Now it's a thing you've loved since you were 6.
Yeah, but if you love your iPhone, it's kind of similar. Like if you
my
take
iPhone
the Cardinals for example, and last night they said it was over 20,000. Didn't look it, but that's what they said. Hot night.
Woo!
Right? No one's coming to see them.
Whoa!
No one's coming to see the Marlins.
No.
And the Cardinals picked up a win, but now you're wondering, okay, what are we going to see the rest of the way here in St. Louis? But people are still going to show up because baseball is fun, and it's fun to go to a Cardinals game.
It's going to be 77 degrees Thursday, Jimmy.
Finally. Yeah, everything breaks after Wednesday night.
It's going to be gosh dang beautiful all weekend. Yeah. Something to look for.
I am
barbecuing.
I have days off.
Ooh,
so Thursday's an off day.
There you go.
I'm off for the San Diego series, and I'm flying to L.A.
So today's 96 high, Wednesday's 94 high, but it drops down to 77 at night.
Yes.
Thursday 81, Friday 80, Saturday 80. These are the highs, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday 80, Sunday 82, Monday 84, Tuesday get it back up to 87. Not back up into the 90s until Wednesday and Thursday when we get some rain.
Damn good weekend. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I can't wait. I'm going to do my yoga outside.
Yes.
Don't you love doing your yoga outside?
Kate, where do you want to go for dinner? We're sitting outside. She always wants to sit outside, and I'm always like,
I don't need to sit outside to eat.
Oh, it's nice when it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice when it's nice, but
yeah.
I sweat
Hey,
a little
Kate,
too
Cam
much.
wants to go on a picnic. Why
Eating
don't you
in
make
the-
a little
If
back?
I would do
Eating
that
in
too.
the sun
Damn right I would.
is one of the simple joys of
I
life.
told you if I had horses and 1,000 acres, Kate and I would take
I'd
our
be with
horses and pack
I'd
a
be
little
with you.
lunch, look over the cliffside, and picnic. You're damn right I would. Yes.
Horses reek, and then you reek too.
If you
probably
got
don't-
money, you've had horses.
I want to ride.
I want to ride.
Charlie's right.
I want to ride a horse with a cowboy hat on.
When was the last time
Women,
you
they
rode a
are
horse?
hot.
What'd you say?
Women, they are hot.
What'd you say?
Women, they are hot.
Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, boy?
Why are you?
Why are you laughing, boy? Did I say?
Boy.
I can't even tell
You
someone.
got a machete? You got a machete?
Yeah, if you got a machete. If you don't, then shut up.
Your butt does look good in those shorts.
I think it was you.
Who are you talking to?
Might have been you.
Let me
Matt,
know.
it's Cole here.
Let me know when I wear shorts.
Might
Go
have
ahead.
been Charlie.
Might have been.
Tom Johnson joins us.
He's dead. So everybody knows.
Honestly, the WNBA should be in St. Louis.
I did see a funny video about the WNBA. I don't know if you saw it or not, but one of the women got her wig pulled off.
Yes.
I don't want to talk
It's not
sports with
funny.
women.
It's not funny, but she leaves and doesn't
they
come
stop
back.
playing.
They
They
stop
stop
playing,
playing.
and they look around. They're like, "Who's chirping?" And they found some kid that was chirping, and they booted his ass out. You're
Why?
not- I don't know. You're not allowed to chirp. She did have a bad hairline. I mean, they wear those wigs. I'm surprised they don't fall off more. And they got the eyelash stuff going on. I don't know how they don't sweat through that, and it gets in your eyes. But I thought that was not a funny clip. That's right. It wasn't
It was
funny.
unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
She didn't get back in the game. Couldn't put it back on to get back
So
in the
she
game.
didn't come back at all.
She didn't come back in the game.
She didn't come back at all.
She didn't come back in the game.
I guess she couldn't get it back on her
She
head.
couldn't get it back on. One
I
of the
saw a
better.
guy whose calf disintegrated in college basketball. Came back in.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's true.
Kim, if that happened to you, would you come back out?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to come out when I got knocked out by Brad Winchester. You know?
Boy,
My-
he knocked you out?
Yeah. You should see it on YouTube. It's horrific. My family was there. Kate's family was there for the first game.
You didn't see a punch coming? Or
He didn't beat me up. He's my own teammate. He ran into me. It's horrible. I never got knocked out in a fight. I kind of did a couple times, but you didn't notice it because I got back up because I knew where I was in my head. Really weird. But Brad
No, you're a
Winchester.
tough guy.
And then you know what happened after that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
First concussion ever. My own teammate runs into me, choking on my tongue in front of everybody at Scott Trade Center at the time. My family's there. Kate's family's there.
Now
They're-
I remember. Now
yes. And then you interview me whenever I'm at home and I'm happy and you're talking like, I'm good to go, baby. I'm good to go. It was a great interview. And then Ryan Reeves shows up and starts backing guys up. And then he scores like 3 goals. And we go on a road trip. He shows up at the airport and I'm like, son of a bitch. I know what's going to happen. He plays against Anaheim, scores a goal. He plays against LA, knocks out Kyle Clifford. Then he scores another goal, and I'm sitting in the trainer's room, and guess who comes in to brighten my day? Mike Caruso.
Oh, no.
And he goes, yep, you're gone.
That's what he said?
Yes.
Is that-
I just
wait.
told this story with Reaver
Is that really
on the
how?
podcast.
Is that really how he said
Yes, and started laughing.
it? What?
Caruso.
Is it because he knew you couldn't get off the table fast enough?
No, he just was being a dick, being a smart ass.
And you weren't swinging.
Do you know
swinging
who
range?
Caruso is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what his in the league what they call him?
What do they call him?
An inexplicable executive.
Yeah. I like that.
Because he's a guy.
I can't chirp him too much because I don't,
I love him.
I just had to.
But I mean, he's a guy. He started like
You got to be a
he's-
little.
you know what
You got to be a little nicer if you're going to be the
It's
Turk.
because
I
it's
mean, Come
me,
on.
man. He knew he could have a back and forth like that, but I was effing rattled that
I would've
whole
s-
trip.
I would have swung.
Listen.
And I was going through weird things too, but mine I had just to add on to that, just a couple weird things that I was getting into. Wasn't good. I was in a low point there.
just so
baby.
you know, Rockio, that this is a success story that you can follow in his footsteps. He started by placing name placards on the team flight. Caruso. That was his job. Now he runs it.
You know how Doug
Now he's
Armstrong-
untouchable.
Army was the same way. Army worked his way up. Now look at him. Hall of Famer. Yeah. I don't know.
Tough.
Yeah. He's
Tough
scary.
and smart.
When he comes into a
Caruso is funny, though. He's
Caruso's
really funny.
absolutely hilarious.
He'll get
and I
you.
love his kids too, man. His family's cool.
He'll get you.
He'll get you. You're damn right.
Yes, he
he'll
will.
get you. He's gotten me before, big time.
He's really
But also,
funny.
if I need something from him, he'll hook me up. Although I don't bug
Yes.
him, but I don't bug him.
The weird thing
but
is,
I don't bug him.
Like, he will just verbally destroy you time after, and then you're like, hey, any chance I can get this? And boom, he does it.
Yeah.
He's a
Cat,
good man.
You remember that interview? Do you remember leaving that and saying, I tell you what, that concussed man's got a future talking?
A lot of people said that to me throughout my career, just to be honest. Not too many other things.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Not too many other things. Like, I didn't get pumped up that much, but they always say, you should be going radio.
I remember.
Like, okay.
I remember somebody said, and they go, Cam Jansen is St. Louis, and he's able to kind of capture the spirit, and he can make it in broadcasting as long as he doesn't have to say Audi.
As long as he's on AM radio. Audi, ouchie Fauci. That's how I think of it. Ouchie Fauci. Why? I don't know. I don't like that man. He's on my Mount Rushmore, just so all y'all know. All y'all know. Mount Rushmore.
Why do you call him Ouchie Fauci?
Because he's got the little ouchie he gives you. He gives you a little ouchie when he stabs you with that damn thing.
He did not give me my injection.
I'm just saying he kind of did. In a way, he kind of did. You know. All right, let's go to break. Enough's enough. We're going to go to break. We will be back. This is Hot Take Central 2.0.
1, 2, microphone check. 1, 2. Where we at, homies? Where we at? Where my people at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we going?
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high-energy, high-impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of the city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
It's one of baseball's fiercest rivalries, the Cubs versus the Cardinals, and the action returns to Busch Stadium the weekend of August 8th through the 10th. Feel the heat, the history, and the excitement as these two legendary teams battle it out under the summer lights. 3 big games, 2 historic teams, 1 electric atmosphere you won't want to miss. Great seats remain. Secure yours today at Cardinals.com.
This is Wilson Contreras, San Luis Cardinals for the Lou.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game, it's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Officials in Lincoln County are now describing the rainfall over the weekend as a once-in-a-500-year event, with water levels reaching 10.91 inches. The state of emergency was declared for Ellsbury, with more than 50 homeowners impacted and about 20 to 30 businesses affected. Dozens of St. Louis firefighters showed up at a bench trial that began Monday, hoping to be paid for promotions they earned. Fire Chief Jenkerson can't get his promotions through because City Hall stopped them a few years ago. The chief promoted based on approved testing that generated a list of those qualified. A man is recovering after a shooting outside the Civic Center transit station late Monday morning. The shooting occurred around 11:18 a.m. in the 400 block of South 14th Street. Police said a man was shot in the leg and taken to a hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect turned himself in, bringing the firearm with him. He's now in custody, and the investigation is ongoing. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com, I'm Sandy Connor.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We still have that extreme heat warning in effect. That goes through tomorrow evening. It'll be sunny and hot today. We're headed for the upper 90s. Our heat index about 110, so take it easy if you have to be outside today. Upper 70s and clear for the overnight hours. We'll have some sunshine in the morning on Wednesday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
The future of driving is here, and it's electric. Introducing the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron, where luxury meets cutting-edge performance. And now, at Audi Kirkwood, drive one home with 2.99% financing for 72 months. Efficiency, power, and style, all in one extraordinary SUV. Visit Audi Kirkwood on Manchester Road or online at audikirkwood.com.
Back to more of Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Yeah, baby, let's go. 8:48 on a Tuesday. A little bit of microphone issues today. No big deal. It's all good. No big deal at all. It's going to be 79 degrees Thursday. Get excited about
I don't
that.
care about the heat. I'll be honest.
Man,
as long as I see the sun, I'm fine. And Cam, you know this. My parents, when I was young, saw how gorgeous I was, and they knew I'd have a career in broadcasting. So when I was 4 years old, they had my sweat gland surgically removed, so I would always look good on camera.
And then when you were 5, you got hit in the face by a frying pan?
Oh, my God! Wow, Rockio.
Was that a good one?
Wow.
You think that was good?
Holy cow, he's on today.
Just a little,
Here, watch this.
Just a little single through the 5.5.
This.
Wow.
Watch this.
Just a little single through the 5.5.
Watch this. Good job, Seth.
Just a little.
Yeah, I knew that was
Good job, Seth.
Just a
Let me
little.
ruffle your hair.
Just a little single through the 5.5.
Good job. Man, you got him. Woo! Get him in, by the way. 314
It was self-deprecating, by the way.
3770. We're live on YouTube at Lou
Atta
Info.
boy, Seth.
Good job. Kiddo. Good job, kiddo. Let me shake your head.
Atta boy.
Oh, man. You see that Mizzou over-under 6.5? You throwing some kind on that bad boy?
Yeah, I mean,
Kind on that?
I think I got to get in early because I feel like maybe it shifts up a game when they decide the quarterback. Like, I feel like maybe Vegas is kind of like handicapping. It's like, you don't have a quarterback, well, we're going to knock you down a game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the over on that pretty easy. I think Bo Perilla is going to win the job. I think Mizzou's going to win at least 8 games. I feel pretty comfortable about 9. So yeah, I got a trip in September.
What are the odds on that? Like, what if you put down? Say I want to put down $1,000.
Yeah.
On Mizzou on the over 6.5 wins. What do I win out of that?
Damn good question.
Let me double check where.
Because I would do that.
Damn good. I know.
I'm going to check DraftKings for the Missouri regular season win total.
I mean, if I'm going to borrow 1,000 from
I was going to say, exactly.
Borrow from Cam.
So DraftKings actually has it.
Borrow from the station.
DraftKings has it at 7.5, which makes more sense to me. And I'm still betting the over there because again, I expect 8. I think 9 is very plausible. I think 10's even possible.
They said 7.5 there. Okay.
They have 7.5 there.
7.5 seems like,
and you're getting that plus 130. So for every 100 you put down, you're winning 130.
I'm not much of a bettor. Do you gamble a lot, or do you
I
gamble a little?
A little bit here and there. I'll do a play usually daily on the DraftKings Pick 6 because we put out a play on the Randy Carricker show, and I feel like if I'm going to tell people I'm putting out a play, I'm going to put out that. I'm going to put out that damn play.
Are we DraftKings sponsored?
Not on this show, no. But
I
like being
FanDuel's pretty good.
I like being brand consistent.
Because FanDuel's pretty
that's
good.
Fair. You got get yours in too. I got mine and get yours in. But I still like plus 130 for over 7.5. I really like that. I bet the over on Mizzou. 2 years ago when I think it was 6.5 or 7.5, and they cleared that pretty comfortably. So yeah, in the layover in Denver, I got to pull my phone out and make a move.
What are the charges against Clase?
I saw that too.
When it was 0-0 count,
It's the
he was
same thing.
intentionally
Yeah.
throwing balls way out of
It's the same thing as Ortiz, but he's pitched so much more that there's apparently more examples.
Damn.
I think I saw a page that had over a dozen. I think it might have been 14 of 14 first pitches where he just he put the ball in the dirt.
Wait, okay. So I look at gambling as helping sports. However, I think prop bets could destroy sports.
I think that's a fair take. I think that's
Right?
a fair take. Yes,
Like some people
because it's so much more.
we're FanDuel and DraftKings is everywhere. I think you kind of have to tap into that. Like I think NFL football became even more popular. It was a great product. And then you have fantasy football, which makes even the casual fan want to watch games and consume your product. I think gambling can do that for every sport, but these weird prop bets open the door.
Exactly right.
Now, at some point, even if it's just win or lose, the money's so big that, that was my concern once gambling came in. The money, it used to be, like with a Black Sox scandal. Oh, he threw the game. They paid him $12. Like now, gambling is $1 billion, multi-billion-dollar industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even professional athletes who make good coin
can't help themselves.
An analyst for a couple different sites, Ahan Runta, broke it down. Emmanual Clase has thrown.
I went to high school with him.
Yeah,
I did.
Has thrown. It looked about the same age. Has thrown 22 pitches this season with a 0-0 count with the bases empty outside of the game day strike zone. Of those, I've classified 11 as uncompetitive. So he's got about half of those 22 pitches. And then there was Foolish Baseball who tweeted out, Emmanual Clase has come into the game at the beginning of the ninth inning 40 times this season. Here is his StatCast waste percentage, pitches that aren't close to the zone. In the first pitch of the ninth inning, he's wasted 17.5% of his pitches. Every other pitch, 5.2%.
So you can go find a site, and the prop bet is he's going to throw a ball with his first pitch, correct?
Yes, there are.
And what's
sites
the
out there.
point of having that?
Because
that wager,
people will bet that.
So let's take that off the table to try to control some of these things.
I think why is you'll find is that I'm guessing is that a lot of these prop bets get parlayed by people who aren't cheating, and parlays are where these books make the majority of their money. They make a much higher percentage off of parlays than that. And I have a feeling that a lot of these prop bets are getting parlayed, and so naturally you're asking them to shut out one of their most profitable wings, which is always going to be one of the questions.
Like, how easy would it be as an NHL player to know the guy upstairs, which you do, that counts all the hits and shots and whatnot, know him, and then I go out there and I tell my buddies, bet I'm going to have 5 shots on net. Every time I get the puck, I'm ripping the puck. Every time I'm out there, I hit. And then he could sway that one way or the other, and all of a sudden you're making money.
Okay, so I'm announcing here today that when I become your lieutenant governor,
you got things to do.
On my list of things, including outlawing and banning ATM fees, doing away with personal property taxes. I will also ban prop bets.
Cyclists on the road.
Could you go the other way?
Wait, hold on. Unless my polling indicates people want it, then I'm for it. Because I'm a politician.
Yeah.
On the other side of the thing, I just wanted I honestly would just be okay. This is a really stupid thing, but I just want these leagues to formalize all these stats. Like, I want the NHL to get better at saying what is an actual assist in a play. The NBA needs to get better at saying how many dribbles, how many steps before an assist actually counts as an assist. Like, they need to be a lot more hard on these rules, because there's a lot of people out there who make these bets and then I'll have 13 assists. You're like, I clear 12 and a half. But then they go back and they adjust it. They go, well, actually the official score gave him an assist where he shouldn't have, or we didn't give him an assist that we should have. It's too nebulous.
It's never going to happen. NBA can't even determine what a travel is. How many steps is a travel?
You know what?
You've seen the videos, right, on Twitter or YouTube, right? I mean, they're documented 5 steps.
They can't. These refs just can't keep up, I guess.
One
of the crazy things to me is that that will always blow my mind. I don't know if you can fix it, but a tackle is not an official stat in the NFL.
I thought it was.
No, it's still an unofficial thing that that each game by game, different official scorers decide tackles for each play. It's not an official stat. It's like we all agree that like the numbers are pretty much what they probably are.
Well, because sometimes 3 guys have a piece of a tackle. It's hard.
Tackles aren't an official stat, which makes that like even something like that is like
let's do away with
random.
prop bets.
I'm with you on that one.
Are we ever going to get a celebrity appearance from QAnon King Nathaniel Lucas? I'd have him in 2 seconds if he wants to come in.
He's working for a politician now.
He's down in D.C.
He can't be dealing with us.
No, he's way bigger and better than us now.
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean?
He's just more important, you know.
Hey, we're better than the Cardinals.
That's right. Charlie said it, didn't he? They should have 4 wins before October. 8 should be an absolute low.
I played high school basketball.
Whoa! God, he got.
For 2 years,
just like you
I
did.
pretended to watch most of the games when I really didn't watch them.
Quit bitching, Cardinals fans and
right.
homers.
I had black friends. You can say what you want about
Charlie's
this show,
legend.
but we are better than the Cardinals.
Let's see here. If it's nice out this weekend, I just heard Citizen Kane's in Kirkwood just got #1 steakhouse in Missouri.
It's pretty good.
Big Foss.
I haven't been in a while. It's really
damn good. Citizen Kane's right there in Kirkwood. Damn. I don't know if they have an outdoor seating or not, but I bet they do. Blackberry is comedic. Take on the story of Blackberry. Factually pretty accurate, but the comedy is added / turned up for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, it's really good. It took me by surprise. Great movie.
You
got Glenn Howerton. That's what I want.
You want to go to break, Rock, and get these cats on? Is that cool?
Yeah, we got to go break.
All right, let's go to break. We got Patrico and Jeremy Correa coming on next. We'll be back. Hot Take Central 2.0.
Let's talk about your health insurance. There are a lot of reasons why people need affordable health insurance. But here's the bottom line. You know you need affordable health insurance. For you, a spouse, a family member, whatever. I'm going to give you a free hotline to call to find affordable health insurance that can cover all your health insurance needs in case you get sick or have an emergency. Plus, cover vision, dental, and more. And there are no long-term commitments. You can keep your plan as long as it's affordable. And for the price of a cup of coffee. We're not talking about one of those fancy coffees. For the price of a regular cup of coffee a day, you can have quality, affordable health insurance. Call the health insurance hotline for a free quote.
800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. That's 800-373-8414. All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak. And there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios in Kirkwood.
Thanks for supporting Daddy.
KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
Have a great day.
And proceeds through the lobby, spraying it with gunfire.
3 civilians were killed. Another victim is critical but stable. The gunman's been identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, who drove here from Las Vegas. He later headed to the 33rd floor. That's the Office of Route and Management. They own the building. He killed a woman there before taking his own life with a gunshot to his chest. Andrew Whitman, New York.
The suspect in the stabbing spree at a Michigan Walmart made a brief appearance in court Monday. In his arraignment, Bradford Gilley told the court he was penniless.
And do you have any money in a checking account or savings account? Any cash on hand?
Not to give you. Gilley was ordered to be held on a $100,000 bond. The prosecution noted a history of mental illness. 10 out of the 11 victims remain hospitalized after the Saturday event, but are expected to recover. President Trump separating himself from the Jeffrey Epstein files.
While in Scotland, Trump again called the issue a hoax and said the people in charge before him would have released the files if they had anything on him. He also claimed he once turned down an invitation to Epstein's infamous private island. The Trump administration has faced pressure from both sides of the aisle after a memo from the FBI and Justice Department said an Epstein client list doesn't exist. I'm Mark Mayfield.
20 Democrat-led states, including New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and California, are suing the Trump administration over its efforts to gather sensitive information about food stamp recipients. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Business owners, are you paying high phone bills for old school systems and lousy service? StrongTel cuts your phone bills in half and turns every phone you own into a feature-rich business system. Sean Roddy, CEO of Hennings Brothers Drilling, had this to say. We've been a StrongTel customer for over 10 years. It's great. It even includes an intercom with video to our equipment yard. I can watch live from anywhere with my smartphone. I'd recommend StrongTel to anyone. Never miss a customer call again with your StrongTel business system. StrongTel is a proud iTex partner and always welcomes your iTex dollars. You'll get award-winning StrongTel service, a business-class phone system, and cut your phone bill in half. So visit StrongTel.com right now. That's StrongTel, StrongTel.com.
We interrupt this program for an on-the-spot news report.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right. Free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Hey, listen to me. I'm one of the credit cards in your wallet. I'm about to explode and pop like a balloon. You're using me and my brothers way too much. Your credit cards aren't the only ones annoyed. It's your paycheck that doesn't have enough to pay everything. Save your credit cards, your paycheck, and yourself a lot of PAIN. Pain. Call the debt helpline now, not tomorrow, right now. Our experts will show you how you can cut your interest rates and your payments on your credit cards in half. Credit card companies have special assistance programs designed to help you. Make this 100% free call right now and learn how you could get out of credit card debt. Here's the number.
800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. That's 800-406-6569. Paid for by Zero Debt.
The Lou Information Station presents Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jensen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
Yeah, baby, 90. Yeah, baby, 90. I know. 905. I just these two mics down here are a little funky right now, but it's all good. It kind of peaked a little bit there. Now it came back down.
Let's act like
to
professionals.
Normal.
We have guests,
I know we got guests right now.
They're going to be like, "Why this show?"
I know. We got Tony Patrico and Jeremy Correa from Cool Fire Studios, which is a badass name, just so you know.
That.
Just so you know.
No, that place is unbelievable.
Well, thank you. I go there every day.
Where is it?
Yeah.
That's
downtown.
like state of the art.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Well, thank you. Gosh, we're going to, this is an unpaid promo. We'll take it.
Yeah,
that's really good.
We've had 19 television shows produced around. We did Fast and Loud with co-production. We've done Welcome to Sweetie Pies. We found Miss Robbie back in the day. This is even before I worked there. And continue to do stuff, for Missouri tourism. And back in the day, we did Three Lawyers Eating Sandwiches, which is for Brown and Crouppen, a show. So that's how we met Ed. And kind of that's how we're all here together. So we do a lot of work for Car Shield as well. Got a fun campaign coming up next month for our friends up there. We're going to call it, well, I'll spoil it here, Legends Lane, where some NHL superstars here go to retire, and there might be something called a cul-de-sac in there to let you flare goes the neighborhood. Maybe another
pretty good.
Boys.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Big boys. You said Fast and Loud with
Fast
Richard
and
Rollins.
Loud, yeah, 14 seasons, yeah, crazy. It was so funny as a development camp. It's like, I remember seeing the reel first. It was like, Richard is closing up his shop and he's hitting the road, and that was going to be the show. By the time the development said, Richard's getting off the road and he's opening up a shop.
Oh yeah. But he played that pretty well. They blew up pretty quick.
They blew it up.
And he had the best.
Wait, is that Gas Monkey?
Gas Monkey, baby.
Yeah, and that's the kind of intellectual property IP, not to get all lawyery here by Brown and Crouppen, but that is what you're going for. So that spawned its own universe for sure, and there's always rumblings and talk of that coming back, but it's a crazy time right now. We've done HGTV shows, so there you go. Anybody out there, everyone says their workplace needs to be a reality show, but are you sure you want that?
Well, what's the biggest pain he has to deal with?
I mean, listen, I will say this. There have been incredible ideas that people come in and they get a little too in their head about it, want to be executive producers, be a little bit precious. So Cam, if you've got that idea, get your credit out there first. The next season, be the executive producer and all that stuff. I've seen talent and great ideas get in the way of opportunities.
Interesting. They're a little too loud when they come in, a little too bossy.
There's some
I know
stories.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, they have, it's like Schmiegel. This is the run, I'll have it now. And you just get a little too precious with it. Just get something out there.
Can I throw an idea by you?
Hey, let's go. We're
going.
All right,
let's say,
Jimmy, what do you got, Jimmy?
All right, you have a former NHL tough guy.
Okay, go on.
Doing a crappy AM radio show.
No
and
one
he
will believe that.
pretends he pretends he wants to give his co-host a healthy treat.
Yes.
And gives him a tangerine that's rotten on the inside.
What's the name of the show?
That sounds like a great
Cam
season premiere.
sucks.
I tried to poison
Cam sucks.
Do we call
I leave Jimmy a little
Healthy
surprise,
Right.
a little healthy treat, maybe some
delicious.
Laffy Taffy, whatever the case is. There's always something there. And today he opened it up and it was black with worms in it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I listened to the roller coaster ride on the way here. It started with Jim saying, "Oh my God, thank you for this delicious, healthy
tweeted
snack."
it out too.
And then he opens it up, and I went, "Oh boy, here we go. This is exactly what I'm looking forward to when I tune into Hot Take Central."
What have you been up to, Tony?
Oh
what have
man,
you been up to? You look good, man.
I feel good, brother. I feel good, man. I'm working in sports marketing. I work for a company called Eyesight Media. If you go to Enterprise Center, you use the restroom.
I see it
They've
everywhere.
got those screens up there. Those are us. We're in stadiums all across the country. So selling, to Portland and Cincinnati and doing all that. And then also getting back into radio too. I host Sounds of STL right here on the Lou Information Station every Monday, every Wednesday, 3:00. We talk all things music, concerts that are coming into town. If there's music news, things like that. Myself, my fiance, Mary Beth, we host the show and just talk all things St. Louis music. And it's a lot of fun because people are participating. Like tomorrow's show, we're talking about what's the best cover song of all time and songs that you might not even know were a cover song. So there's so many different options out there, and to have St. Louis participate, and we're building a playlist of all these songs that people submit. We put it up on Spotify and Apple Music. So we are building St. Louis's official playlist. So with the contribution of the people in the city. So it's a lot of fun, man.
Do you go to a lot of concerts still?
I do.
We used to go all the time.
Oh, man.
We used to party back in the day, baby. Point Fest and all. Oh, man.
I'm almost positive there was one Point Fest where you wanted to go on stage with myself and Jeff Burton and introduce the band. And Jeff had said to you, the only way we'll let you go out there is if we go out there and you punch Patrico in the arm as hard as you can. And of course, me being dumb, I think I was like 24-year-old kid. I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. We get up on stage. He did not hold back. And that hurt like hell.
Yeah.
And I remember getting backstage and I was like, you couldn't do it just for show, just a little bit. And your exact words to me were, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah,
and I went, okay.
I used to tell these guys, like, hey man, let me go on stage before the main band comes out. One time I first started dating Kate, I brought her out in front of all those people and I gave a good little make-out session. Brought it back. Yeah, so it was very romantic. And she stayed with me afterwards too. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then one other time I went out there, I tripped over a wire and fell. That was cool.
You fell on stage?
I fell on stage.
What band?
Everybody. It was.
Please be big. Please be big.
Nah, you're not going to know. God.
I think it was probably one of those like high B-level rock bands.
Yes.
Like a Chevelle or something like that. Like in St. Louis.
Yes.
Rock royalty, but outside of St. Louis, maybe not.
Exactly.
So.
Chevelle's great.
Can I tell you my one claim to fame with rock and roll, similar.
Please.
I went to Geneseo State University.
Okay.
SUNY. And I had a work study job where I worked for 2 departments, and I realized this, so I just walked around with a clipboard for the concert part.
Absolutely.
No one and for 2 years, no one caught. I just walked around. Anyway, my fraternity brothers, it was toward the end, and I knew I was going to get caught, but it was too late. I was graduating.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, any chance 38 Special was playing?
Oh, wow.
And they said, any chance you could walk out on stage and give us like a little salute? Because they were all there. And I said, yeah. And I walked out on stage with 38 Special playing and gave my boys a little salute, then walked back.
Love it.
And that was the point where I got caught because someone saw it and they were like, what is the clipboard? There's nothing written on the papers you have
You look
there.
important,
And
though.
they said,
out.
I was graduating. They said, we're going to withhold your last checks. And I was like, oh, okay.
All right. And now we're getting serious.
Now we're talking.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Well, I always tell people, they're always like, oh man, that's great. Like, how do I get backstage? And how do I do this? First things first, backstage is not as fun as you think it is.
It's not nice at all.
You know what's where they're having the real fun? When they're on their tour buses and they're laying down playing Xbox.
Yes.
That's the real fun.
And you don't even want to see what goes on.
No, you don't. But, people are always like, how do I do this? And I always tell people, especially like the younger people that are getting involved in college and universities, act like you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Right? Even when I worked for the Blues, there were so many times, of course I have my credentials on and stuff, but sometimes my credentials are in my bag. If you walk with confidence, people go,
I
hey,
can
how you
walk in
doing?
anywhere, baby.
Right. If you just walk in, you look somebody in the eye and you go, hey, how are you? As you walk by them, they go, good, how are you? And that's it, man. Like, you just have to do that.
And now you have cell phones that you can act like you're having an intense conversation on. No one will interrupt you.
So you guys are part of Wrestling Spectrum, right?
Yeah, Wrestling on the Spectrum. Yep.
I have a question because I'm a casual wrestling fan.
That's fine.
But the one guy that I remember from when I was a kid that was one of my all-time favorites because I thought his character and his interviews were great, and I never hear him brought up as much. Superstar Billy Graham. What do you got on him?
Wow. Well, that's the prototype for Hulk Hogan, and a lot of wrestling fans, hardcore, will say that's sort of where a lot of the gimmick was lifted. And you see that. Things were inspired by. Ric Flair is not the first Nature Boy. Right? There's Nature Boy Buddy Landell.
Sure.
So you see a lot of ideas recycled that weren't there. But Superstar Billy Graham has a fascinating story. And yes, there's a lot of bad blood between him and Vince McMahon, one of the promoters we can get into. So it's fascinating. Each one of these, the Jimmy Superfly Snukas, other names that come out, each one of them could get their own biopic when you go down the line. And that's what we're obsessed with is the behind the scenes stuff.
Have you heard of Dark Side of the Ring? It's a show on Vice. There is a Superstar Billy Graham.
So I'm an old, and I used to watch those. Like you flip around. Oh, and I've seen some. And now it's locked. And I have to upgrade. And I was like, first of all, I wouldn't even know how to upgrade, but I'm not doing it.
Right.
But I would love to see. I just remember Superstar Billy Graham used the word daddy-o.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
The whole Graham
Bring it
family,
back.
I believe, was idolized by Vince McMahon early on. And if he would have been a wrestler, because he got it from his dad. I encourage you to watch the Mr. McMahon Netflix series.
Damn good.
There's another Netflix series coming out today called WWE Unreal. And this is a big deal.
I'm watching that.
Because, this is their drive to survive. This is the behind the scenes. This is them saying, hey, this is scripted entertainment. And we were talking on Wrestling on the Spectrum about, I think this is going to bring in new fans because this is what we as wrestling geeks get into is the behind the scenes stuff.
Of course. Yeah. And there's so much drama. And I even go back and just watch all the documentaries of all these guys. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't a fan like I was when I was young, and then hockey came in and kind of got
You were
into
a little
MMA.
busy.
Kind of a little MMA, I guess I liked it. But now I look back and I'm like, everything's so interesting. But let me ask you, who's the worst wrestler that got the most attention?
Ooh, man, that is such a great. Are you talking about worst wrestler as far as worst person or worst you're just a terrible wrestler?
Terrible wrestler, just overrated as hell.
Listen, there was a lot of stink on Hulk Hogan that he couldn't wrestle, that he was just the old school grapplers used to believe that this guy is just all show, no go. But if you look back at what Hogan did in Japan, where they really work stiff, okay, you can see. So
what does that mean?
It means when you're hitting them like Cam's hitting Tony on the stage there.
Yeah,
and you are making
punches.
it look real, and they will beat each other up. We were talking with Brody on the show, and Brody's just a savant of the squared circle, knows everything. He reminded us that Hogan's first day of training, his leg was broken by his trainer, and he still came back.
His trainer, like first day, show up, Hulk Hogan. Here I am. I want to learn how to become a professional wrestler. His trainer broke his leg on day one.
Right.
And then 10 weeks later, after a full recovery, guess who shows up and walks in the door? And then the trainer goes, okay, you got my respect.
And what's happening now is you're seeing in the last, I don't know, Tony, 10, 15 years, what we would call work rate, meaning like the quality of the wrestling is so impressive. And a casual fan, you come to our basement this Saturday to watch SummerSlam, I'm going to show you guys like Will Ospreay, who do flipping and maneuvers, and it looks like a video game come to life. But you look back and say that people who had the longevity in the careers, like a Hulk Hogan, like a Rock, had a very specific moonset. Even John Cena, they give him a lot of stuff. You'll hear the fans chant, "You can't wrestle." But in the end, in the end, it preserves them, and maybe they have limited moves, so they're not doing flying over the top rope, Canadian destroyers, things like that. But their careers last longer.
Do you like it when? Okay, so nowadays, like the wrestlers are more agile. They're not as big. Like back in the day, it's more like, look at me, I'm going to do a couple things.
Used to be monsters.
But did you? Do you like it when they throw a bunch of tacks down and getting thrown off? Stuff like, is that your style?
I mean, it's not my style, but sure. And the way I look at it is like, this is a television show.
Yeah.
As much as you want to break it down, and there's the people that go, I can't believe you watch this crap. It's fake. It's made up. It's a television show.
Yes.
In my eyes, it's no different than watching Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
Right.
It is an entertaining show, and that's why I tune in. So if it's going to be 2 straight hours of them hitting each other in the head with a guitar and throwing off the top of the steel cage and the tacks, then I'm not into it. But when you sprinkle that in there, there is a world where that makes sense to me. And every once in a while, I like to see a little bit of that brutality.
Okay.
I mean, that's just how I am.
That comes from was a league called Extreme Championship Wrestling. Paul Heyman, ECW. They were the innovators of violence. I remember being in college back, Carbondale, and we'd get these tapes that would come in, and there would be barbed wire matches with Sabu, Terry Funk. And you're sitting there watching people get thrown through tables. And then that led into WWE stealing a lot of ACW's ideas to overcome WCW in the 90s cable wars that led to the Attitude Era. So there's a lot of debate where WWE had to go full Jerry Springer in order to overtake WCW, who had acquired Hulk Hogan.
Just remember what they were doing in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like the craziest stuff ever.
Right.
They bring women in there.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
One time they had sex.
Look at everything, though, at that time.
Right.
It reflected what was happening outside of the wrestling ring as well.
There
So
you go.
they had to adapt. And that is one thing that I believe that the WWE as a whole, as a company, has done incredibly well throughout the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, all the way up to today. As the outside world changes, the product inside the ring, not only just from the high flying action that we're seeing to now and back in the 2000s, the violence and the sex and all of that's happening, but like everything adapts to what's happening in the outside world, and it makes it entertaining inside the ring.
What was McMahon doing behind the scenes?
We're not going to talk about that. I mean, I don't think we can talk about that.
It's unchecked
really,
power.
really bad. I mean, was it really, really bad with him?
I mean, that's for the courts to decide. But Vince McMahon, you asked a question earlier, who's the most important person in wrestling earlier on the air? I checked my BlackBerry and I looked, and I'm going to say it's actually not Hulk Hogan.
No.
It's actually Vince McMahon, who inherited or bought, I guess, the promotion from his dad and really took out all the territories and took wrestling from the smoky back rooms and even St. Louis's rich heritage of wrestling at the Chase and put it on syndication. Understand, he's kind of given the content away just to drive house show business back when business was on ticket sales. Now it's all TV rights.
Yeah,
it's all TV rights, and it is valuable now in that is live programming, and it has a loyal, and maybe that audience is still kind of looked down upon. They used to have a real hard time. You remember back in the day, the sponsors were just terrible.
Oh yeah, it was
except
really
for
awful.
Snickers. Snickers has always stood by.
Yeah,
Snickers is
now for a while there it was like Mattel Karate Fighters,
exactly.
And then they were like, after they were promoting this child's toy, they would have the Godfather come out with the Ho Train,
right?
And people are like, "What is happening?"
It was a wonderful time to be alive.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
The Ho Train.
Yeah,
I wonder why little Jimmy wants to watch Raw every night. But
know.
pulling in 9 million views. I mean, this is insane numbers. But as media has fractionalized, now you're seeing the streaming rights. Have you seen All Elite Wrestling, Cam? Have you seen it, Jim? I assume you haven't.
I mean, here and there.
Here and there.
When it pops up, like,
Sure.
just, little videos and stuff.
Well, I would describe that to you all and Laps fans and new fans. That is more the athletic. That is more the wrestling fans league. They get a lot of the folks who want to come over from WWE and really put in that work rate. Bryan Danielson, CM Punk was there for a while. So they've been a success on TNT, TBS. They just had a show. JR called into our Wrestling on the Spectrum show.
Which is incredible.
So incredible. The voice, you've seen it.
He
Mick
is
Foley.
awesome.
Yeah, you've seen it on TikTok. You've seen Mick Foley flying off that cage. So it's a really great time. There's a lot of competition. There's great local scenes. We were at the Glory Pro promotion on Sunday there at the Casa Loma Ballroom, baby. That is continuing that tradition of wrestling at the Chase that so many people have memories of. Did you go to St. Louis wrestling, Jim, at all? Or you guys remember?
I went with you
St.
one
Louis?
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You were a man of culture.
Well, I mean, I'm from New York originally, so
Fair
I've
enough.
been here about 25 years.
Okay.
But I know about wrestling at the
Right.
Chase, and I used to be into it more. The thing about the wrestlers that make it out the other end, like you hear the stories of what they went through, how often they're on the road. I mean, I travel in a charter plane, and it's not easy being away from your family. These guys are on the road by themselves.
Right.
They have to be in the gym.
Right.
They have 5 shows a week.
And can you imagine
they're
roommating
putting their
with the Iron
body
Sheik?
right,
Yeah.
and they're
Or
putting their
Andre.
bodies on the line. They're playing through injuries like you
Yeah.
wouldn't. I mean, you got to tip your cap to
To your point, Jim, Andre the Giant would have a handler with him all the time, and he couldn't even go use a regular bathroom. Gang
In the tub, baby.
He had to go in the tub.
Yeah.
Right. So
And
many
he also-
stories
and,
like
and
that.
that was after he crushed like 95 beers.
Right.
And that's
Yeah,
not an
and 5
exaggerated
bottles
number.
of wine.
Yeah.
And 8 who knows what.
Yeah.
Like, how did he even survive, like, on a plane
Right.
and in these taxis, and you're
Right.
going to different countries, and
Right.
everything tiny there.
Mhm.
The hotel, you can't even fit
Well,
anywhere.
there was a WrestleMania that is very famous for, like, they created on a forklift essentially a mini ring, and they drove the guys from the back all the way out to the ring. And then they would. The only reason that existed was because Andre the Giant could not walk to the ring, and
Right.
the entranceway was so long that they were like, "There's no way he's going to make it." So they created that for that, and then sent all the wrestlers in it. But like, I just sit there and I try and think of all the accommodations that you have to make for a man that size. It's not like you can just, let's say it's today's age, you can't just send him an Uber to
Right,
go pick him
right.
up from his hotel to bring him to the venue.
Cam, who
Like-
did you grow up watching? And
Well, I mean, but I liked Andre, and then
Right.
he was in the movie that
Mhm.
I was obsessed with him because as a kid, you're obsessed with giants.
right.
Like,
Princess,
you are.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
wanna be
I loved it.
Right.
Couldn't understand anything he said.
No, yeah.
Didn't matter. The
Right.
brute squad.
Right.
Like he's climbing up the cliffside with everybody hanging
Yes.
on. You got the little guy chirping the whole time.
Mhm.
That was fantastic. I got
Right.
obsessed with him. He's
Really?
probably my number one.
I think that moments like that is the reason why professional wrestling is so big, even today, just like it was in the 80s and 90s, is because it allows you to go, I love that dude because he's doing things I can never imagine doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be a 7-foot giant. I don't know what it's like to jump off the top rope and lay an elbow drop on somebody, but I can watch Macho Man Randy Savage do that. And that to me is a great spectacle because, I love going to a Cardinals game and watching the Cardinals, whether they're horrendous or they're great. I love being
Right
at
now
a
they're
Cardinals
pretty
game.
good.
Pretty good. 2 in a row.
They're good.
2 in a
They're
row.
good. They're good. But like, I enjoy going to a sporting event. Just, the game almost is secondary to me. It's being out and social and hanging out and having a great time. That's exactly what people are doing nowadays with the wrestling
It's a show.
world.
And then when
it's a show.
when- go ahead.
I came from TV news, and back in the day, the World WWF, or what it was
Right.
back then, would allow you to go to a practice and interview
Yeah.
wrestlers, or they'd help they give you a wrestler to do a promo for
Right.
your station.
Exactly.
That went away, like while
Yeah.
I was doing
Really?
TV news.
Mhm.
But like I can't even remember some of the names, but you could talk to them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you'd say, "Hey, can you do a promo for my sportscast?" They'd come up with ideas like right there. It was really cool to see them like that as people.
You're so right. And I got the chance to work on a Farmland Bacon wrestling superstar SmackDown. There was a whole bacon fest, and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, was there. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And Honky Tonk Man was there.
Honky Tonk Man.
And to your point, Jim, wow, what TV training. I mean, you could tell them, let's do that again. Insert that you love crispy, chewy, and that farmland, and he would nail it every time.
Nail it.
Every time. Now,
Those
funny
guys are
story.
great.
We
They're
got
accurate.
it all done. It was all in the can. Isn't this funny? We have these wrestling legends out there doing bacon. I had to send it to the WWE because $1 Million Man did not own the rights to his name. That's why you see a lot of them change the names, things like that. They get lucky, like Randy Orton, that is his name. He can take that. Brock Lesnar, but they'll change their names into things. And they did not get permission. They watched it and they were like, this doesn't look good. Not approved.
Really?
So when you're a wrestler, you're like, don't change my name. I'm Cam Jansen. I'm going in.
But you need a name to make it, and you're trying to
I got a
find
good
the
name
thing
for
that
that.
hits.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on how much stroke. Now, you're a celebrity. You may be able to do it, but they might have you be Cam Jandrak or something like that.
Bam
Bam Cam.
Or Jam
doesn't sound bad.
Canson.
Because
okay, there was a wrestler that became. I mean, he was very, very popular in the independent scene, but when he came to WWE, he took off. And in WWE, his name was Daniel Bryan. His real name and what he wrestles now in the other company is Bryan Danielson. So they took his real name and they went chop, chop, chop. You are going to be Daniel Bryan here.
Because now
when
I
he
own
left,
you.
Yeah, and when he left, they're like, no, you can't use that name. And he goes, okay, then I'm using my real name, Bryan Danielson.
Jim, I think you'll get excited. I've reading a report today that a lot of the ladies that are in the wrestling are finding out that they can make more money going to OnlyFans.
Oh, well, duh.
And so they'll get a name for a while and then go over there and cash out on this stuff.
There was
not even have to.
Don't unconsider it.
Oh no,
OnlyFans.
you're 100%.
OnlyFans,
You're 100% correct, Cam. And they're not doing explicit content.
No.
They're doing maybe inappropriate content or maybe
Sexy.
18 plus content, but they're not doing anything crazy. There is a female wrestler who just recently got released from WWE, and she reported. Now again, we're taking her word for it, but she said she made more this past month on OnlyFans than her female wrestling counterparts did.
I kind of believe
year.
her.
And you're not traveling.
No,
Wow.
You're in your room.
Yeah.
There doesn't even have to be a picture in the background. Look at Dave Green set this all up for us.
Right.
We need that.
Yeah. It
He
doesn't have to
does-
be anything.
One thing that I've seen happen, and I think the rise of MMA has taken away a lot of the bodybuilders, the shoot fighters that maybe normally would have went into pro wrestling. So what you're seeing is generations coming on who are pro wrestling fans, but they're athletic. But at the end of the day, size is still something. There's a lot of stories of folks who maybe were in Ultimate Warriors notorious for having an amazing entrance, but not somebody who really wanted to be in the business per se.
Mm-hmm.
He would work stiff. There's a lot of stories of Andre the Giant just sticking out his big fist and like stopping Warrior Cold in the ring.
Well, he hated Randy Savage too. He's
Yeah.
like, no baby oil.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Randy was too baby oiled up.
Well, yeah, you can't grab onto him.
I know. How many times have you got that note at home,
I
right?
mean,
lay off the baby oil.
Lay off the baby oil.
Yeah, Macho Man, fascinating
Did he?
story. Obviously, everyone knows the St. Louis Cardinals connection. What? It was
Randy
played
Poffo.
Randy
Yeah.
Poffo, his
Yeah.
brother Larry, the genius. So Macho Man's kind of grown as a figure like if Hulk Hogan was Superman, Macho Man is Batman, right? A little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a little Macho Man shrine at home. The Slim Jims are in there.
Better promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember watching some of those shows about wrestling. They were ripping on the Ultimate Warrior as not a good wrestler, right?
Terrible.
Oh, yeah,
Just
they-
a bodybuilder, a look.
Yeah, and they have said like he had potential to be a good wrestler, but he just didn't care.
Mhm.
Like he thought my muscles, my looks, me
Right.
being this character,
Right.
and so much so that he bought into it so much that he legally changed his name to Warrior. Like
Right.
before, like,
Totally normal.
he changed
yeah,
his
yeah.
name to Warrior. So he kind of lost it there for a while. But a lot of people were saying, like, if he would have just gone, I'm going to take this serious. I mean,
Mhm.
they were ready to put the rocket on his back. It was going to be his show. Like
And
they
did.
were
WrestleMania
phasing,
6.
they were phasing out Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
They needed that new guy, and it was him. And then they went, wow, he doesn't.
Then it was
really
another.
put
Who
the
was
work
the
in.
other guy that looked like Hulk Hogan that had all American stuff on?
Lex Luger.
Lex Luger.
The narcissist.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Another
They're
great
like, look, it
bodybuilder.
looks
Yeah.
just like it. He's an American hero. Let's go. And he just couldn't do anything.
He
right?
didn't have the
Vascularity.
personality that
That's
Hulk
what it
Hogan
is.
had.
They
He didn't.
bumped him
Yeah.
up so much.
Oh, they took him on the Lex Express across the United States to drum up interest. And to
And
your
then
point, he just did
didn't
not
do
have
it.
it.
I'll tell you this. I mean, I think, nowadays, especially in, 2025, you don't need to be the best professional wrestler physically. If you have a personality and you have that charisma, you are already ahead of the game. Like, and I'm not saying this just to, pump you up here while being in the room, but Jim, like your Twitter is like perfect for pro wrestling Twitter, because it's factual. You give facts every once in a while. It's the stats. It's
Cutting
the
promos,
actual
baby.
Twitter.
Cutting promos, baby.
but then you do like the tweet you put out the other day about the trade. I'm hearing unheard names from unnamed sources that there are moves that will be happening. Stay tuned. Like stuff like that is what gets these wrestlers over with the kids now.
Tony,
But don't
what-
you have
yeah.
to be really, really good at the interview part? Like,
Yeah,
you have to
absolutely.
be able to grab a mic and own that audience, and it's not easy.
No.
For
Absolutely.
professionals, it's not
No
easy.
promo skills. And they say that people who have the total package there, and you see them grow into it. A guy like MJF in AEW looks great, can talk. Can they talk? Because how many times have you seen someone who looks like a physical specimen? That Warlord comes to mind from back in the day. He was just
Warlord.
so jacked. And then he got on and there was a personality of a wet napkin. So I think, Tony, we should teach them some of the terminology and carny talk in wrestling, because it all has like carny language. You can Google Hulk Hogan speaking carny before Saturday night's main event, asking for the tizzle and things. So we'll educate you in the audience here on a couple terminology, wrestling on the spectrum from Brown and Crouppen here. So what do we say when we say something is worked? It means that it's you're in on the work, right? We're fooling the marks, right? The fans are known as marks, like a carnival mark. That is your target. But when we say we're working, that means we were in on it. Whereas a shoot, we really were fighting. There's tag teams like the Road Warriors that you remember, Cam. They would legitimately beat the crap out of people in the ring, and they said it's turning into a shoot fight.
Yeah, like current status of the WWE, people are debating if it's a work, which is fake, or shoot, which means it's real life, that Seth Rollins is really injured, that he blew out his knee. Some people are saying that this is a work. Right. That's my personal opinion, that this is a work and he's going to come back and surprise everybody.
Right.
They said he was going to be out for months upon months. I think we might see him this weekend coming up at SummerSlam.
Really?
I think it might be a work. Now, if it's a shoot and he's real legit injured, we're not going to see him for a long time because he blew out his knee.
But they do a really good job when they are injured. Everybody notices it. That's in on it, including the refs that need to do some things.
They throw up the X.
Right.
If you ever see a referee or a wrestler in the ring while you're watching and anybody throws up an X with their two arms, that means there is a legit injury and we have to figure it out right now.
Happened to Triple H.
Oh, yeah, blew out his knee.
Yeah.
And I think now, a good guy and a bad guy. Tony, educate everyone.
Okay, so if I said the word to you, face, okay, you are a face. Do you
That's a
think you're
good guy.
That's a good guy.
I've heard that
And
one.
we know
I've
what a
heard
bad
it.
guy is called.
Heel.
An
Heel.
ass.
Look at Jim. See, this is why I said Jim should be in pro wrestling. I think this is it. Yes.
Good.
So if you are a baby face, that means you are the ultimate good guy. You know, many times I would say right now, if you're looking for the ultimate baby face in the WWE currently, you would probably have to say Cody Rhodes.
Right.
Cody Rhodes.
We talked about on Wrestling on the Spectrum that we might be seeing some signs of him becoming a heel. But for now, the number one baby face, I would say, is either probably him. You also have CM Punk, maybe even Roman Reigns to throw in there. But when you're talking heels, the heels I always find in any wrestling promotion, you can always have more heels. You always want to have bad
I want to
guys.
hate people.
You know,
Hate somebody.
you have to have a couple guys on top.
Yes.
But and the beauty of it is finding that healthy balance. You don't want people to hate you. You want people to hate your character.
Yeah.
Like I don't want people to come in and go, "Oh, I hate Tony Patrico." But if you want to hate Patrico, the guy that's in the wrestling ring that's delivering this promo, that's what I want. I want the reaction, whether that be a cheer or that be a boo. I'm fighting to get that reaction.
What if you're a heel and you have this persona, and then you do see fans away from the ring? Do you still play the heel? Are you going to be nice to them? Are you?
So, Cam, there was a lot of the old timers took it so seriously. They would do separate dressing rooms. They talk about the days when everyone was thinking that this is a real shoot. You know, women would stab them with, hairpins. They had to go on separate buses. And a guy like a Jim Cornette, old school manager, would say that's when box office was insane. So you're seeing this sort of renaissance of where the crowd is kind of in on the act too. We know our part. And the best times are when the crowd takes over the match.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you want to watch I don't care what you study, theater, opera, symphony, watch Hulk Hogan versus The Rock in Toronto, was it? This
2002?
WrestleMania. Hogan's coming in as the heel, right? NWO. He's the bad guy. But what happens is this phenomenon. If you're so long a heel, they start to love you. Right? The Rock is coming in as a good guy, and the crowd reverses it mid-match and starts cheering for Hogan. It's phenomenal to see this, the electricity in the room when Hogan drops that leg
Like
drop.
Rocky
It's
IV,
insane.
baby.
It's
And
insane.
also, you have to, while watching that match, realize that both of these guys in the ring, when they walked to that ring, they already had an idea of what was going to happen.
Right.
Halfway through that, it all went to hell. And they had to change everything.
Yeah.
Because
On the fly.
all the things that were planned was that The Rock was the good guy and The Rock was going to do all this great stuff as Hogan took this beating. But in the middle of the match, they sat there and went, "We've got something here. Let's adapt and let's do that." And it takes a real special talent.
Yes. And the other one that is a masterclass in crowd work and just storytelling, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Maybe the most important wrestler in that he saved the WWE. I mean, they were on their last legs. They were taking the water coolers out, according to JR. and things. They were going down, and he saved it. He goes in as the bad guy, the baddest of bad guys, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, he's just going to, right, Bret Hart, the beloved Canadian hero. And if you want to talk about a reversal right towards the end, Bret Hart, Stone Cold doesn't give up. He's in the sharpshooter, baby. He's blood. He's got what they call the crimson face. It's this famous shot where Stone Cold is just gushing blood. And Bret, he doesn't submit. He passes out. The crowd honors this and is just excited for Stone Cold. And what does Bret do? He kicks him while he's down. Now suddenly the face turn and the heel reversed, and Stone Cold became one of the biggest stars of the industry.
Yeah, in one match, you took a huge babyface, good guy, and a huge heel, bad guy, and you went, we're switching these roles. And they did it seamlessly, which, again, that has a lot to do with, of course, after Stone Cold, quote unquote, passes out, he could get kicked in the back and walk out. But it's the emotion and how they do it and how you portray. And Bret Hart walks away looking disgusted. And people are like, why are you disgusted? You just won. Now I feel cheated as a fan because you just won. You should be happy. Now you're not. Why? This is ridiculous. So now I'm turning on Bret Hart. And they do that all within a matter of 15 seconds. And they write a brand new story.
So many examples. I mean, St. Louis's own Randy Orton came in fresh baby face, right? Pushing him. He had to go through hell and back with Mick Foley and do these, hardcore matches that the fans started to respect him. The Rock came in as a super baby face, right? He was told to always keep smiling, but eventually they were yelling, die, Rocky, die. So it's just fascinating.
Do you think they like wrestling Mick Foley? Because I feel like he just got his ass kicked the whole time. And you could throw him like he took. Did he take a beating more than anybody?
Oh, I believe so.
And unfortunately, I never really liked his character that much. I don't know why. I just wasn't into it.
On the main stage, yes, I believe he took. There's some independent wrestlers and some of the guys in ECW were like, I can't believe it. But on the main stage, in the public eye, I think Mick Foley was that guy. The thing about Mick Foley is, and I don't know anything for a fact. I haven't talked to anybody about this, but I imagine working matches with him was hell because you had to be involved in all that chaos. Whether you're taking it or you're dishing it out, it's not easy.
He legitimately lost an ear in Japan.
Yeah, it's going to work and doing the same thing you do every day pretty much. And then all of a sudden the boss comes to you and goes, hey, we're adding thumbtacks to the mix. And you go, what the hell? Like, I don't want to do that. So I'm sure it's taxing to do that. Even if you're on the side of beating the hell out of them, it's got to be.
Is it kind of like Jackass where when they made the movie Jackass, like the more you throw into the mix on some of these little bits and sketches, like you get your eye poked or whatever, they add more money. So are they saying when they negotiate, like, okay, how about we throw tax down? Do you get paid more for that? Or
no, I don't think so. I don't think
that's controversial. And in fact, that leads in Dark Side covers some of this stuff that Vince McMahon just sort of had a system in his head of how much that pay-per-view was worth and how much, and Ultimate Warrior was mad about when he fought Macho Man there, WrestleMania 7, and he was upset with his payday. So it was just a strange sort of percentage. It's a fascinating business side, just, working at Cool Fire and going in the entertainment industry. Where are these residuals coming from now that it's all streaming, There's been a lot of fights. Jesse the Body Ventura went to war with Vince McMahon legally, right, over some of this stuff. So there was a lot of bad blood. Now that Vince is out, Jesse returns for Saturday night's main event. It's fascinating. But yeah, I just saw a clip where Hulk Hogan was apologizing to Mick Foley for calling him a glorified stunt man. And now he kind of got what he was doing. But unfortunately, those effects have lasted. And Mick Foley was training to do one more match and rumored with MJF. And he said as soon as he did anything, he was starting to get, dizzy. So for our entertainment, these folks have paid a price.
How much of it is the writers? Because back in the day, like I told you, I had free reign and I walked at the University of Delaware Arena, whatever it's called. I walked in and there was this room and it was Vince McMahon.
Oh, wow.
Talking what looked like writers.
Yeah. Right.
And he shot me a look that made me freeze.
Really? Yeah, he gave you the get the hell out eyes.
And I saw, and so I knew that they're writers. And then now the shows that I've seen since, the writers are talking about storylines. But how much do you think is writers creating storylines and then the wrestlers who seem to have a great feel for it, changing it on the fly?
Well, that's a great question, and your answer lies within this WWE Unreal Netflix series that's premiering on Netflix today, where they are literally taking you behind the scenes, bringing you into the writer's room, seeing how these decisions are made, how things are planned out.
Watching that bad
so
boy.
you will be getting a first eye view of exactly what goes on. Now, to answer your question a little bit more, I think with the exception of people like The Rock, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, your top of your top, I think the majority is all writers. And nowadays, it's not just, it used to be you had to be in the wrestling world to write. You had to. Now they're hiring outside folks that used to write sitcoms. They're hiring folks that used to work for MTV.
Really?
They're hiring all these people because they want everybody's input. So it used to be, you're the head writer, you two guys will write the show. Now it is a room full of people, and I mean a ton of people that are all contributing to create the one product.
And I'm going to shoot right now. It's not a work, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. That's what they say. You're going to shoot. I think in wrestling fans, and Tony can chime in, the problem we had with the WWE, WWF over the last 10 years when Vince McMahon was there is he was the head of creative, and he would stop, push, meaning you're getting promoted, you're winning a lot of matches, right? As Brody says, wins and losses do matter on Wrestling on the Spectrum. But the problem was we are living in a golden age of TV writing, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and we were always like, why can't there be long-term storytelling where people remember something that happened 3 years ago? And I'm happy to say what makes wrestling so good right now is it is a long-term story now that Vince is out. To Tony's point, there's real writers in the room. You can follow a trail of Cody Rhodes taking on the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, that Jason Momoa looking dude, right?
Yeah.
And all
Handsome
of the
guy.
real life Bloodline stuff, the Rock factors into this. And now you have John Cena who has turned bad. So we're finally getting our opera. And granted, injuries come along. They have to change things. Yeah. But you're finally seeing one long story. And there is a lot of debate, Jim, of like, AEW, Brody would say, he's letting the wrestlers do too much of their own ideas, and the wrestlers that can talk naturally, you would see, and you still a little bit, wrestlers stummer and stammer when they you can tell they're just trying to get their lines out. These are jacked up gym dudes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of them aren't great at it. So you kind of have to find the strengths and mitigate the weaknesses.
I saw this thing on Netflix that I watched the whole thing in a binge about an independent wrestling league. I don't know if
It's called Wrestlers. Yeah, with Al Snow, who was running it.
Yeah,
LPW.
and it was really interesting because you got to see the business side and then like the personal side of these wrestlers just trying to make it.
When I was
really
I was involved in Glory Pro Wrestling here in St. Louis, it was amazing to me because I had always been a fan, and now I was in and I was backstage and I was seeing the workings, and you go, man, this is all so fascinating, which is why I'm so excited to watch this Netflix series, because again, it gives you that, hey, while everybody sees wrestling on TV, and if you say, hey, are you a fan of wrestling? A lot of people are going to go, no. But now you get to see the business side of things. And Jeremy said something on Wrestling on the Spectrum that I think was so important, is that the brand of Hulk Hogan now, since he has passed, may be even stronger than when Terry Bollea was alive, because he gets out of his own way now. And now you can focus on Hulk Hogan, this character, the immortal Hulk Hogan, and Terry Bollea and all the crazy things he says and his crazy ideas are gone and out of the way. So this train is just now starting to pick up even more momentum, where kids are going to go, what, Hulk Hogan? Who's Hulk Hogan? I don't know who that is.
YouTube.
Yeah,
him and Andre the Giant. What is this?
AI Hulk Hogan is going to be everywhere, right? Because he is a living cartoon character,
Yes,
right? So he's going to endorse his Real American Beer. He's going to be everywhere. It's more powerful. It's like Elvis or Michael Jackson, but can you separate the man from the art?
I can.
I can too.
You know?
I don't have to be a fan of Terry Bollea and what he did and what he said. But again, like I'm not a fan of Tobey Maguire as an actor, but I liked the Spider-Man movies. Like that's fine. You can do that.
He's not
or
Spider-Man.
Shia LaBeouf or something.
I know.
You know?
Thank you.
Like some of those guys, like whatever.
Yeah.
What do you like more, wrestling or music? Go.
Oh, damn. Good question. Music. For me, it's music.
music.
It has to be music. I mean, it's not as close as I would think it is. I mean, music is pretty far up there for me. But I have now recently started to get back into wrestling a little bit. I would consider myself almost like you, Jim, maybe a little bit more than a casual fan. There is so much wrestling. I can't watch it all, man.
No,
it's
can't.
Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
that's a lot.
And then there's usually some sort of big event on the weekend.
Right.
It's too much. So I read up what happened yesterday. I don't necessarily watch all the time. So yeah, I would definitely say music is more important for
Who's
me.
next on Wrestling on the Spectrum?
Well, we've got SummerSlam coming up. So this Saturday, we're doing our special SummerSlam special show.
Yeah.
We're running down the card. It's 2 nights for the first time, Cam. They are stacked, packed, loaded. You've got Cody Rhodes take it on John Cena. That's the main event on Sunday. CM Punk, the Chicago Savior. He's taking on Gunther, who's sort of a, what is German or Austrian, just
a
perfected
monster.
wrestler. He's like Drago.
He is currently the best. If you want to say to me,
the
who is
redhead pale?
he is the best professional.
No, I think that's Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Who that's the
Or
ultimate
Sheamus.
underdog.
Or
Yeah.
Sheamus.
Oh, yeah, that might be.
But Gunther is this big giant monster who, if you wanted to say to me like, hey, who do you think is the most technically sound, best wrestler right now in the game? I would pick Gunther just because he's huge, he's powerful, and he just knows to do it.
You would think that they would pick a different name.
Well, he was known as Walter, and he was a little bigger. I kind of liked him a little bigger, right?
Chubby Walter was
Yeah,
good.
and now he got cut. He got lean. We have St. Louis's own Randy Orton teaming up with country music star Jelly Roll. That is not AI. That is really happening. Taking on YouTuber Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre if he can get back from Scotland. I heard he was traveling. So this is the example. Do you see what's happening? Rock and wrestling again. This is Cyndi Lauper coming in. This is Mike Tyson coming in. It's back. They're so smart. Sarah and I were watching wrestling and we were like, wow, Jelly Roll. And you can tell the celebrities who are into it and who's not. Travis Scott, you were talking about on the show.
Yeah, not into it.
Evidently,
there's
was
a
not going to
fallout.
put in the work.
They want nothing to do with Travis Scott now. His team is out. Travis Scott is out. So they built all this up and then just took him out. Jelly Roll, we find out he's going to Tampa probably 3 to 4 times a week and training 5 to 7 hours each day. He claims that he will be under the weight that he was in 5th grade when he debuts at SummerSlam. And he had said, and this is just him saying, he's going to do something off the top rope.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Jelly Roll off the top rope.
A country music superstar. I mean, that's honestly
he had trouble getting out of the
outrageous.
car a year ago. You know
I mean,
what
right?
I saw him at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater 2 years ago, and he was helped off stage.
Yeah.
Helped off
Helped him
stage.
walk around.
And now he is competing in WWE, which, ask anybody, predetermined or not, people say to be in ring shape is some of the hardest things you will ever do because you have to have the endurance, the stamina, the strength, the agility, the quickness, the mindset. All these things have to add up. It is no different than being, a professional athlete. Now, of course, people are going to come back and forth and go, oh, well, professional athletes do this for 60 minutes at a time. They just had themselves a 15-minute wrestling match. True. But again, it's all physical activity with all these things lining up against you and you having to go, okay, I can adapt and make this work.
Pat McAfee, he's involved in wrestling, does a lot of announcing. We saw him take on Gunther at Backlash here in St. Louis.
Yep.
Those chops, those hurt. I mean,
he's an athlete. Dude.
I'm very surprised.
It's time you get in the ring, Cam.
I'm very surprised.
Pro.
Speaking of that,
Let's
that's so funny that you say that because
Why am I thinking fused vertebrae?
Can I keep a hat on?
No, Cam, yes. And I think you should. I think not only should you get involved, I think it would be absolutely incredible for you to come get in there. And I think you would absolutely love it.
Seriously.
You would love it, dude. You
Let's
would
talk
love
to
it.
Corey at Glory Pro.
No, I'll be your manager.
Let's book this.
I'll be your manager.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, let's
Yes.
do this.
It
Let's
has
do
to
this.
happen.
They've got a show coming up in September. You've got to get Ed Herman of who we're filling in here for. Had to get his wrestling license, and he took on this crazy guy named Tony Patrico. They were talking trash against each other.
Ed Herman gave me a low blow, Jim. Do you know what a low blow is?
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, and he got
I think
all of it.
he told that story.
He got all of it.
He
Yeah, the
told that
Godfather.
And that's
of
a
law.
shoot. That's a shoot, brother.
That's a shoot.
We appreciate you guys coming on, man. We could talk
Absolutely.
this forever. Don't be
That
shy
was
to come
fun.
back in.
Oh, absolutely.
Jeremy and Tony,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. We are late for a break. We will be back, Rockio, Hot Take Central 2.0.
This hour of content on the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Grandpa Pigeons, Johnny Mac's Sporting Goods, and Becky's Carpet and Tile Superstore.
Hey, see that, kids? That's the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west.
The Lou Information Station, where we'll always call it Highway 40 or Highway 40 if you're a boomer.
The St. Louis expression?
Stream our content 24/7 at louinfo.com. The Lou Information Station.
It's one of baseball's fiercest rivalries, the Cubs versus the Cardinals, and the action returns to Busch Stadium the weekend of August 8th through the 10th. Feel the heat, the history, and the excitement as these two legendary teams battle it out under the summer lights. 3 big games, 2 historic teams, 1 electric atmosphere you won't want to miss. Great seats remain. Secure yours today at Cardinals.com.
This is Wilson Contreras, San Luis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game, it's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update.
Officials in Lincoln County are now describing the rainfall over the weekend as a once-in-a-500-year event, with water levels reaching 10.91 inches. The state of emergency was declared for Ellsbury, with more than 50 homeowners impacted and about 20 to 30 businesses affected. Dozens of St. Louis firefighters showed up at a bench trial that began Monday, hoping to be paid for promotions they earned. Fire Chief Jenkerson can't get his promotions through because City Hall stopped them a few years ago. The chief promoted based on approved testing that generated a list of those qualified. A man is recovering after a shooting outside the Civic Center Transit Station late Monday morning. The shooting occurred around 11:18 a.m. in the 400 block of South 14th Street. Police said a man was shot in the leg and taken to a hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect turned himself in, bringing the firearm with him. He's now in custody, and the investigation is ongoing. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Sandy Connor.
Now, louinfo.com weather, presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports, anytime, anywhere.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We still have that extreme heat warning in effect. That goes through tomorrow evening. It'll be sunny and hot today. We're headed for the upper 90s. Our heat index about 110, so take it easy if you have to be outside today. Upper 70s and clear for the overnight hours. We'll have some sunshine in the morning on Wednesday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year. And know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at fentonbarandgrill.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown & Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown & Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown & Crouppen now.
Is your brand stuck on the sidelines? Tired of feeling like your marketing budget is just warming the bench? Well, then it's time to get in the game with Eyesight Media. We don't just put your brand near the action, we put you in the action. Imagine this, your company front and center, showcased in NCAA and pro stadiums and arenas nationwide. If you're ready to elevate your brand to MVP status, don't miss this shot. Visit eyesightmediagroup.com today to apply for an in-arena partnership. That's eyesightmediagroup.com.
Back to more of Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jensen.
The most perfectly trained athlete ever.
And Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
I'm an influential and respected man.
On the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0.
Yeah, baby, 9:53 on a Tuesday. Lou Information Station live and on demand at louinfo.com. You could watch us right now. I could wave to you. Hi, what's up? How are you? Good, thank you. Lou Info on YouTube. Check that out. Like and subscribe. We're on that every single day, including tomorrow. So check that mug out. I also got to tell you about that beautiful place right next door. That's the Audi Exchange in Kirkwood, Missouri. The Audi Exchange, the Audi Exchange, the Audi Exchange in Kirkwood, Missouri. Ready to electrify your drive? Audi Kirkwood invites you to experience the all-new 2025 Audi Q6 e-tron. The future of luxury EVs is here. For a limited time, take advantage of the 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on the Q6 e-tron. That's high performance with smart financing. Plus, explore a great selection of your Audi favorites, including the all-new 2025 Audi Q5. It's redesigned and ready to impress. And don't miss out up to $7,500 federal tax credit available on select EVs and plug-in hybrids. But hurry, this credit expires September 30th. That's the time to plug in and save. Go to Neil, my boy Neil Westfall, right over there in the Audi Kirkwood on Manchester, or shop their entire inventory online at AudiKirkwood.com. Audi Kirkwood, expect the exceptional.
Nice.
Wasn't bad.
That was good.
Wasn't bad. Here you go, Eli.
Nice.
Man, God dang. Wow. Woo!
That was fun talking a little wrestling.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That was great. That was great. They know a lot about wrestling.
I am going to watch it on Netflix.
Yeah. It's really interesting. All that stuff.
I've already seen it because I'm a wrestling fan. So
Oh,
like
you want them to come in here so
a bunch
bad,
of this
Jimmy.
stuff on Twitter. I've already seen like a bunch of clips, like what the original WrestleMania plan was, like different like ideas people had for the Royal Rumble winners. So I probably won't watch it just for the pure fact of one, I already kind of know some of the stuff. I see some of that stuff get leaked, and two, I don't feel it necessary to, because it's kind of one of those things like I know obviously that's fake and it's scripted and all that, but it's like I don't know. I don't need to see the sausage get made.
I do.
That's fair.
And you know what? Do you think Jimmy and I could be a good little tag team? As
You can.
I
be a
Jimmy,
manager.
No, it is. But no. We're still a team.
Yeah.
I got to do some hard work. You got to do stuff in behind closed doors and make us money.
I would,
Jimmy.
I know.
Jimmy the Cat Hayes as a promoter?
Yeah. I could verbally lambaste any opponent.
Yes.
Just
And
give
then
me the ring mic.
And then kind of trip them up once in a while when I'm in a jam.
Yeah.
Be hilarious.
Throw some in their eyes.
Take their eyes like, blah. And they're like, oh, no. And they'll come back and bash them with something. I
And
didn't
then
do
what-
anything.
yeah,
what happened?
Ew.
And they'll look at the crowd like, oh, we got something here.
We'd have to be fan friendly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't be heels. 'cause
No.
I'm always.
We got to be good to
I'm
the
a man
people.
of the people.
We got to be good to the people. You're dang
Can't
right.
be mean to the
no,
fans.
I don't want to be a heel. I don't want them to hate me. No way. No way. You gonna throw some money down on this 7 wins for Mizzou?
7 wins from honestly, yeah. We were talking about that before we went on the air. I assumed the number was 7.5. You said it was 6.5. Like,
Yeah, but he couldn't find that site again.
Yeah, he couldn't find it. He said it was 7
Or
last
maybe
time.
a move. 'Cause that seems too low.
I have the
I agree.
FanDuel app. Once I get back across the river, I'll have to look at the FanDuel app because I have it downloaded.
Good for you on FanDuel. Good for you.
Yeah, there it is.
Exactly.
There it is.
Exactly.
Eli. There it is. All right. Well, we got to get going. That was nice to be able to chat with Jeremy and Tony Patrico, who looks great, man. He lost a lot of weight. Looks good.
I found it.
Looks good. I found one. Oh, my God. It's only one reason why. Only one. I eat healthy. I drink too much beer. That's it. And candy at times. But, all right, guys. Thank you, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. This is Hot Take Central 2.0.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation.